Good morning. Little bit of science this morning, just a little bit. I have here a lettuce. Now, I want you to note where the leaves grow. Now, as I pull one leaf off, the next leaf is just over a third of the way around the circle. It's actually 137.5 degrees, thereabouts. Now, each leaf will grow in a spiral around an inner stem. Now, why is that? Well, that way, no leaf in this plant will grow in exactly the same place as any leaf below it. And that is a space-saving device, a very good design. But why does it have to take up as little space as possible? Surely on this planet there's room for big plants, and we have quite a big plant. But in something like this, the outer leaves protect the inner leaves. And the inner leaves have to grow, of necessity, inside. And because of that, they mustn't push out the outer leaves, or the outer leaves won't be there to protect them. And that way, because they take up so little space, we get something nice to eat. Now, when you go to the veg shop, I want you to notice this pattern. It happens in cabbages as well. You'll notice, as you take the outer leaves off, you'll notice that you'll be going round in a spiral. And the same with celery. As you take off the outer, stronger leaves, which are protecting the inner bits of leaf and stuff, they're growing in a spiral. An extremely clever design made by Jehovah God and his master worker, Jesus Christ. Now, when Jesus was on earth, he was a carpenter, but he wasn't just any old carpenter. He was, in the Greek word, I believe it's tekton, and it means a highly skilled master craftsman. Jesus was a master carpenter. Now, because he remembered his former life, Jesus was also the greatest scientist that this planet had ever seen. He knew everything there was to know about physics, chemistry, medicine, the human body. But what did he teach us? Well, from Matthew 22 and verse 37, the most important commandment Jesus said was to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And the second resembles it. You must love your neighbour as yourself. Now, in John 13, he went a step further. I give you a new commandment, love one another just as I have loved you. You must love one another. A tall order. Now, why was it then that Jesus taught us this rather than science? Well, what I want you to do is to take a cup of tea out into the garden or go down to a park and think about this. Why is love more important to the peace on this planet than science, despite all the wonderful things that science has given us? Ever since mankind fell into sin, we needed to learn a huge lesson, and that is, we mustn't be greedy. We mustn't be selfish. We must consider our neighbours as much as ourselves. That's the answer to peace. And that's why Jesus didn't teach us all these complicated things, which he knew that we would find out eventually. He didn't want us having atomic bombs centuries ago. If we learn this lesson now, then when the kingdom comes, we will be equipped to obey Jesus' commands as our King. And that we look forward to greatly. So, thank you so much, and take care. And when you go to the veg shop, you might bear in mind the wonderful things that God has created for us. Thank you for watching.